Alrighty, so I'm gonna ramble a bit about my day and some stuff that I've seen and heard. Starting off, I had a bit of a scare, I guess, with my car because I thought I had a gasket blown, which I've kind of dropped the doomsday thinking of that, and I think it's just a basic coolant leak. I called the mechanic. I have something booked actually into next month because he's on some kind of vacation, but I think it can wait. If it was a gasket, I don't think it could have waited, but I don't think it's that anymore because I checked underneath the oil cap, and apparently, if it's a gasket that was blown, the oil will be milky. It'll have a white film on the top of the what's the nozzle, the lid, and it'll be like milky, I guess. So, anyways, that wasn't there. And then I also checked the exhaust when the car was idling, and apparently it's supposed to be either billowing smoke out or white smoke out of the exhaust. Wasn't doing that, so both of the checks were fine. There's nothing that I could check with the code reader for this, I don't think. But what happened is I was kind of doing a bit of a little day trip, road trip thing, which is nice, and I'll get into that. But I smelt coolant when I was driving, and I stopped and I checked everything, and it seems fine. But anyways, I was a little bit paranoid because I checked my dipstick, the oil, and it was kind of I wouldn't say the color was any different, but it was more full than I would have expected because I have an oil change due pretty soon in the future, in like a couple weeks. So I'll just get it done at the same time. I don't change my own oil because I don't have a pan or a jack or anything. Yeah, so I wiped it and it was probably just splatter, so I think I'm less paranoid about that. But that would have been a major kick in the balls, man. To spend probably 2 grand on that would be probably the stupidest thing that could possibly happen to me. And it still, technically, it still could happen. Like the mechanic could look at it and say, oh yeah, this is that. I could have just maybe caught it really early because I'm usually pretty aware of everything that's going on with my vehicle. So it could be that, but I trust my mechanic not to upcharge me. He's gonna run some tests, see if it's any loose cables that's leaking any fluid or anything. I wouldn't have thought it would be because there's no dripping underneath, but it's the winter. Maybe it's just freezing on the thing. I don't know. But I'm hoping for the most inexpensive repair possible because I don't have enough money for a new car right now. I did look into, I Googled it, and there's like that sealant in a can stuff that you can dump in your radiator, and apparently it'll seal your gaskets. I don't know if I'd want to do that, if that's what it is, because apparently it's had good reviews, but then there's the one or two reviews that says it fucking clogged their whole radiator and they had to get a new radiator. I don't know if that's just a mechanic that's pissed off he's losing business and posting that, or if it's legit. But anyways, so I did a little bit of a road trip, nothing crazy, but like maybe 2 hours of driving or something like that. Like enough so I had to fill like half a tank or whatever. Gas prices are crazy, everyone knows that. And I saw some lakes and some cool stuff that's a little bit out of town. I'm gonna post some lake view stuff later in the week. I've already filmed it, but it's gonna come out on Wednesday or something. And I enjoyed it. There's no real traffic, and I don't usually do that much because I don't like putting mileage on my vehicle. I don't like spending money on gas. I really think it'd be more convenient to have a better way to get around. Maybe if I had more money and I had my shit together a little bit more and I didn't have to worry about running the shit out of my cars, because I could just billow out money to get it repaired every time something happens, I'd be more free to drive around, and if the gas prices were lower and all that. But I mean, I get pissed off and kind of anxious when I'm driving for too long, especially if I'm using Google Maps. It kind of just takes the fun out of it. You're just kind of locked into this little thing. I mean, maybe I don't have any solution to that. I don't want to be thinking like I'm making some kind of utopia where we can just wear a jetpack and fly to fucking outer space and then land where we want. Just that the driving was both good and it also pissed me off, and it brought up something that potentially could cost me $2,000, but I'm kind of eased on the doomsday thinking. I'm hoping for the best on that. But yeah, saw some lakes. I didn't see any wildlife. It's still pretty cold out. I will be doing wildlife videos in the spring, hopefully, when wildlife comes back out. I did see a coyote in the winter, a few winters ago. I think it was about 2 or 3 of them running around, and I kind of got them on film, mostly just their sounds. I think I caught some of the tail. I don't know if that's easy to find on my channel. I have probably over 1,000 videos now because I'm posting so many shorts, but if you go back like 2 years, it's probably there if you're interested. Yeah, other than that, looking at this Russia thing, the Navalny killing, I don't know if anyone's killing. I've never really paid much attention to his imprisonment. I've known about it. I don't know if any of you have followed that. It seems kind of weird why he would kill the guy now. He's had him in prison for like 8 years or something crazy like that. So if you want to dissect that, it probably means Putin's going to try to push the war a little bit more aggressively after his next fake election. So whenever he gets reelected, he's probably going to mobilize more troops into Ukraine. He's killed the opponent, so that's probably to signal to the West that, like, don't try to topple him. I don't know, though. I mean, they might not have poisoned him. He might have just died natural causes in a prison cell. That would still be a political killing, in my opinion, but it would be less of something to analyze if you're into politics. Yeah, obviously it's a mess. And I think a lot of these wars are going to keep going on. Taiwan might pop off. And I think there's going to be a lot of like coalitions formed and a lot of wars where one person is fighting against this person in one war, but they're allies with the same person in another. It's going to be like Game of Thrones, I think, with this unipolar new world order and that. But anyways, so that's my thoughts on that. It was a little bit surprising because these things come out of nowhere. It's kind of like you're just doing your things and, oh, someone got killed. Oh, something's this. But anyways, the main concern of the day was I don't want to fuck my car up. I need my car. Definitely need my car. So anyways, it was a nice little road trip. A little bit of paranoia about maybe it being a gasket thing. I'm going to upload some Lakeview videos, and I hope everyone's doing pretty cool. All right.